Hey guys, just thought I'd do like a quick intro for this video instead of actually putting some text up with a black background. So the clip you're about to see is actually like what was the teaser trailer for the podcast. It's from episode 3, so that's what episode you're watching now. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I lost the footage. I I had 40, so there were two 40-minute sections of the podcast to make the full podcast, and then I edit that down. Today's episode is going to be a little short. I may add a few extra things in to compensate. I'm not sure yet. But essentially, I clipped one of the 40-minute clips down to about 30 seconds and accidentally deleted the rest of the video. So what you're about to see is a 40-minute clip cut down into 30 seconds. And then you're going to see the other half of the episode. So forgive me if it seems like choppy editing. Go fuck yourself.
I couldn't put the bag. I couldn't put the bag anywhere because can't really get underneath the seat
yeah,
when
you
you move
put it under my
So
seat.
I kind of have to put it to one side on the floor down bottom. Whoa!
Birds flying out of the trees.
Like Avatar, the way of the sky.
That was crazy, bro. Just 3 fighter jets have flown over. That was
Madness.
walls out here.
Yeah, it's no problem. That was crazy, bro. Those jets are so low.
Yeah.
They definitely
Three
saw
of them.
us.
We heard them earlier, but they might have just done a route.
Oh shit.
Is this on today?
They'll have seen us on thermals.
When's King getting coronated?
Where did they go anyway? Like into town?
Into town. No.
Just straight into the city centre.
They'll just be flying over, just making a show.
Nah, that looked like military training.
Keep the bag that way, but look what I got. I saw him at the post office and I was like,
You can show them.
Cheetos!
They have Cheetos in America.
Yeah, I know they do, but like, you rarely get them over here. When you find them, you're like,
I feel like that's.
and it's the crunchy ones as well.
I feel like if there is an audience ever watching these, because we don't know, we've not even uploaded any yet. This is like what is it, the 3rd or 4th?
I don't know. Maybe I'll do whatever order it is.
But anyway, my point is like, I don't even know what our demographic is.
It'll be some cunts.
They're out of date then.
Oh, you're right. Oh, no, you're not.
What do you mean? I can have a
Well, it
vote.
said November 2022, and I was like, what? And then it says motherfucker go November 2022. Yeah, it says 31st of May
When?
2023. But look, it says November 2022. So I was like, motherfucker go no, November 22.
Where are they from then?
What? I don't know. They'll be from America.
Let me see.
Sold by end of Deluo.
Let me see.
You fucking eat my cheat.
PepsiCo. Frito soda. It's what? North America. Might come from Alaska. You charge you like $7 for a bag of them in like some Alaskan towns.
About 2 servings per container. It's not a fucking container, mate. And there's 1 serving there.
It's
Don't
like
give
when
me
you,
that
when you
shit.
give like kids like a little
Yeah.
plastic tub full of fruit.
Yeah. And it's like
1 container of
you get
Cheetos.
like 2 strawberries. And you're like, that's not enough.
Listen, all of America's fat. Everyone knows this. We have stats to prove it. They're trying to say now that like they're that fat. They're all saying, oh, but the body image index or whatever it is like sexist. They're saying don't apply correctly to women. It's like, nah, mate, you're just fat.
Don't give excuses.
Innit? Just like,
No, it's gender opposite bullshit.
just embrace it. Don't mean you're a bad person to admit you're fat, does it? Like you can be the nicest person ever. And look at Brendan Fraser. Like the character he plays in The Whale. If you've seen that, brilliant film, but it was a bit boring at the same time. I remember being bored. Like
It was a
few
long
scenes.
film.
Well,
Drama. more
I
than
think
anything.
the acting was good.
Yeah, that's
and,
one thing I was looking at.
I do find it very interestingly unique that they were able to capture like
obesity. Oh well.
no, just like a whole story that takes place in like one area, just
Yeah.
a flat.
One
Like
flat.
there's only one scene where she's having that smoke with that fucking God, I'm spoiling it, but
Okay, the pizza guy. I just looked at him. That look at you, I
yeah.
was
So
on the fuck.
some of that I thought were a bit far fetched. Like I felt like it were a bit reachy in places like that. Like they just did it for the sake of it. Like
We've got to add something
like
to it.
the
Otherwise
first
it's
shot.
boring.
This is a spoiler, but it's not like it's not important to the storyline at all. It's just something that happens right at the beginning of the film.
Coach.
But it's just jacking it
Oh.
while watching gay porn. And
Was it gay porn?
yeah,
I wasn't paying attention to the phone. Ironic.
were you watching his dick?
I was so flabbergasted. There were old people next to me.
Such an uncomfortable
I
scene.
was technically watching a fat guy jack off while there's old people next to me.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I doing?
It reminded me of
What?
when Jantron goes, "Hey, you want to play Sonic 2?" Ba-dum! It's like you've just been thrown straight into it. You're like, oh, I guess we're watching this now. And yeah, there were like old people.
They were crying. We were pissing
No,
ourselves
but
laughing.
I were expecting them to be like right uptight and just be like, oh,
It's not funny, is
that's
it?
disgusting. That.
Disgusting.
Oh, me and you laughed when no one else did in the whole
yeah.
cinema.
We were-
This was really.
we were pissing. I wasn't even high.
So the scene
I was
was
sober.
Sadie
I was having a
Sink's
good time.
character literally says to this guy, "If you don't take a hit of this weed, I'm gonna tell everyone that you're me." And me and Miles just went like this, and everyone
I was
else,
like, oh no way.
everyone else was silent. And I remember being like, "Oh dear!"
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah, we
just like a
laughed.
big laugh. It was just like a. But I did it a bit louder than you. You were just like this, and I was just like, just like a quick
That is the most fucked up
chirpy
thing
laugh.
you can do.
But yeah, no, I'm laughing at how bad it is. I'm not. I can't believe no one else laughed.
The ending when it ended on a meme.
Oh,
I'm not
you
gonna spoil it.
You can't spoil
Not
it.
spoil it, but the ending's a meme.
You can't describe it.
Can't describe
I don't want to spoil the film.
Meme.
But no,
Ended on a meme.
go watch The Whale with Brendan Fraser. They are calling it his Renaissance. I believe that he deserves some sort of recognition for all that shit he's gone through, all that stuff with foreign what were it? Foreign Press Association. Who that guy who stuck his finger up his arse at a party, and that's why he never saw Brendan Fraser. That, and they almost killed him on the set of The Mummy.
Yeah.
He actually hung for real in that scene.
Permanent damage there, isn't it?
Yeah, he fucked his back up, which then led to loads of years of physiotherapy where his neck wouldn't move his neck and stuff. Like that happened with Chris Kattan. Not a lot of people will tell you who Chris Kattan is, but Chris Kattan would be as big a name as Will Ferrell is today if he had not broken his neck in that Saturday Night Live sketch. And you know what? I tried to find like a Watch Mojo video that shows the actual clip, and I think even that's been removed. There's no footage of it.
I remember seeing the footage.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
It's-
sure.
it's-
It didn't look that brutal. I think it's the story behind it.
So there's just a scene where what was his character, like Bobo or something? It was just like this weird like chimp sort of creature, and he'd always like this on the table and shit like and just messing about. And then one scene where he just throws himself back in his chair, and he literally goes flying by. He broke his neck in that scene.
Just as a monkey.
I think that's why YouTube doesn't allow it actually, because it shows actual bodily harm.
Technically, he just did it to himself.
Even though it's like you can't really tell.
Yeah, it didn't look that bad, but obviously you don't know the physical damage.
Now, and if you see him now, he looks like this, a little bit like Big Ed from that.
Yeah. I guess I ain't heard anything about him since
Guy with no neck.
years actually.
Just like that. But yeah, Chris Kattan. No, he has been making like movie and stuff. I've not watched them, but my favourite film of all time, one of the earliest bonding experiences we had. This is why I love this film, because it's tied into to, like our
Why did you
friendship.
put it that way?
Nah, come on, man. Just,
Pretty fucking gay.
yeah, come on. Nah, fuck 'em. But nah, we went out on Halloween dressed as the Batabi brothers from that film. That was a long time ago. I was like 7 years
Nah,
ago.
the Roxbury. Yeah, we did a good cosplay for
That's
that.
that's my.
And only very
favourite
few
film.
people got a costume, didn't they? Like even one guy was like,
I'm surprised. There were a few people like, "Where's Jim Carrey?" And
yeah,
I
we're
was
like, that's the sketch, mate. That's the SNL sketch.
yeah, we were like nerdy with it at that point.
He was meant to be in the film though. Jim Carrey was actually meant to be in the film.
But he went on to be a bigger
Yeah.
star. He
Yeah,
went on
Jim
to be
Carrey
bigger
did.
than both of them
Oh, yeah.
combined.
100%. I think he was already bigger than him, wasn't he? He was getting bigger already.
I love Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's been speaking out
Top
against
tier.
all Hollywood bullshit that you see, like
tier.
on like Jimmy Kimmel and all that. They'll go on and just be like, "This is all bollocks. Like, all media's lying to you, and we're all just like being fake nice. None of this is real. This is not how people live." And like, everyone's like, "Oh shit, he's saying it." You know, to be fair, he's got balls to do that.
Hollywood does
will
not
just
say
take
that
you out,
lightly.
they'll just kill you. They'll just pay someone to kill you. That's as simple as it
But
is.
Jim Carrey is such a big name, and he's already said it on live TV that everyone will know what's up. He's kind of like protecting himself with his own image.
It's interesting, right? Because it's like that big now that I reckon if he wanted to be independent, start his own like guild of actors, it'd become like one of the biggest things of all time.
Well, the thing is, he's retiring now.
And he won't have to.
Do you know he's retiring? Jim Carrey?
What, from life?
No, from being a comedian.
I imagine he's done at this point.
Yeah, but like Sonic 3 needs to come out.
Oh, bro.
Watch Sonic! Honestly,
The fact that you think
Hedgehog.
it's good, but Jim Carrey's ended his career on Sonic.
No,
You're mad.
he needs to end it on number 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a good film. I was like, oh
I
shit.
can't believe you're saying this. Did he even eat like chili dogs in it?
There might have been a
Is there a
reference.
single scene where they
There
eat
might have been a
chili dogs?
reference, but that's the joke. It's got the ironic now, that's the joke.
That was his favourite food.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That was like the stuff in the 90s, right? Or the 80s, I don't remember, but
yeah,
that shit was tight.
What shows? We're doing a Netflix show now, Sonic Prime.
I had the videos of it, man. I had the VHS cassette tapes of the fucking original Sonic the Hedgehog. And that were good. And I can do a spot-on impression of Dr. Robotnik from that show. Yeah.
I want you to go out and find me, Sonic the Hedgehog!
I did this dub. I don't know if I've ever shown it you, but
Yeah, you have.
he walks in and goes,
I'm going to fuck him in the ass!
So, I just don't know where it came from. I just like made that while drunk one evening, and I never finished it. But I really want to get into dubs and that. That Rapunzel edit, I've seen that like
Good
about
market
100
for that.
times.
Do it.
You know, there were one time. This was one of my proudest moments. You know, Jordan.
Right.
He watched it at Luke's and he'd not seen it before, and I just thought he'd just think, oh, he's just showing him some shitty meme, and he were proper laughing
Right,
like.
yeah. Well, it was proper
Crazy. And
roadman humour.
he watched it like 5 times in a row. I watched him watch it and he was just dying each time. I love that. When someone like unequivocally just can vibe with your shit in that way, and like
But you're so
when you
much
can
alike
make
to
someone
that.
laugh that much, that's what I live for. This is why I'm doing this. Well, actually no, it's partly why I want to do this. I feel like it's good to have like conversations out there,
Yeah.
and then have like-minded people that
I was going to say, it's more intellectual.
opens up a dialogue on certain
Yeah.
things, or if people don't agree with you, they'll pull you on something, and then that itself becomes a conversation. Only becomes an argument when people start taking it to the personal level.
Yeah.
You know, if you're keeping a debate simple, then there's no need for like violence
Yeah.
or
You get
verbal
irrational.
assault
Yeah.
or irrational or sort of like chaotic thinking. Well, not even chaotic thinking, just
Yeah, overprotective or whatever.
I think. Well, it's that whole thing coming back to cognitive dissonance, or like people not
Yeah.
they're afraid of like what they know.
It's almost like the personality just evolved around one topic or subject. And it's like, well, you're more than that, mate. But the ideology is just fixated on their people's views
Well,
on that.
it's the fear of being able to let go of something that you thought were right, because it's like you're not sure if you're gonna like the person coming out of it, even if it's for the better. Some people will like purposely hide themselves away in like a shell. And I never understood that. I used to be quite. I was like, what would you call it?
Gay.
An extroverted introvert. So I somehow was able to socialise, but I had like super bad anxiety, so like I would mostly stay at home. But now in fact I don't even know if I'd say like extroverted introvert or introverted extrovert. I literally just feel like I enjoy being isolated, but when I get bored of that, there's nothing more.
You get lonely pretty quick.
Yeah, there's
I
nothing.
actually enjoy my isolation. I really have alone time,
What?
you know, now.
What do you mean? Like, you're never alone?
I know that's what I mean. I used to enjoy my isolation, my own. I used to live by myself. Everyone was just kind
I
of.
wouldn't say I get lonely quick, though.
I never got lonely.
I do get lonely, but not quickly.
I never really got lonely. I mean, there were times where I kind of like force myself to go out because I've been huddled inside like a vampire for
Yeah.
so long. But like, I don't get time for myself anymore. Like,
What's that like?
well, it's all right because like
That can't be a good thing though if you never get time
That's
for
what-
something
well-
that you want.
it's almost like golden time when I do actually get alone time.
Are you that bothered though that you don't?
I'm not bothered, no, but it's only when I only recognize it when I actually do have alone time for myself, and I'm like, oh shit, I can actually just spend time with myself and do whatever I want, blast some tunes, do whatever.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I'll just my only alone time I get is like driving to work and from work, and that's kind of like I just want to get home as quick as I can.
So
Can't be asked for stuck in traffic.
what's the main appeal for you to be on your own then? What is it?
The relaxation parts. I feel like I'm always like engaging in conversations left and right, and always, you know, you're self-aware, aren't you, when you're in a room with someone?
Mm.
Like when you've got no self-awareness, you kind of you do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh yeah, even I act differently when I'm at home on my own to when I'm like with people. But I'm crazy. Me, I'll just start shouting random shit.
I know. That's your ADHD.
Fuck my ass. Oh hey there, daddy. I just need to get this going.
Relight my fire.
Oh,
Relight my own.
you did dirty things inside my ass, daddy. Deep fake these nuts. Got him. That video's classic. Do you reckon that guy's dead now?
I don't know.
Dude, he looks like... Yeah, you can't say this on YouTube, but he looks as hell.
I mean, he didn't seem like the smartest guy. It could have been a mental disability. You don't know. You've got a mental disability.
I like to say neurological disability. Makes it sound more...
Mental.
Bit more clinical.
Fucking mental, mate.
He's fucking mental, he is. He's got balls up tissues a pish. Oh, I can't even speak. This cunt's fucking mental. Well, also, I'd love to be able to like download all T-side Tintin videos and like keep them safe on a USB. Because I reckon they're gonna get deleted.
I think you should do your own T-side Tintin. I mean, you don't have to choose Tintin because that's already been dubbed. You can choose a series and just dub it in a Yorkshire accent or something.
Yeah, tell Tintin I fucked his dog. There's this one bit that always has me creasing, bro. Someone bonks him on head like through windows and like capturing him in his house, and he goes, "I'm going to bomb him first." And he goes, and he's walking, going, "Oh fucking hell, you're not gonna bomb me!" And he puts his arse against the wall and just collapses down like this. It's so fucking funny, bro. I'm going to bomb him.
He's obviously
First.
thought about it.
It's just how you can hear like the stress in his voice, like he's just been knocked out. It's so good. And that's the thing, it weren't just like a shitty dub either.
No, it was
like,
a good dub, like top tier.
when he goes,
They even kept all music in from background and that. And
He
just
takes-
put the voices up.
he takes a magazine out on fucking plane. Time for me to read a bit of porn. Why don't you tell the whole plane while you're at it, you fucking thick twat. In fact, fancy bringing porn on a fucking plane. Put that away now, you dirty old codger. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, you? Just like how he screams, you can hear him sort of laughing in between. I'll knock that stash off your face. Yeah, you can hear him laughing at him.
know.
It's right good.
Fucking good. Top tier dub that.
So, for when I watched those, there were a shit ton of them, but I didn't see all of them. They were on dubtunes.com. I don't even know if that website exists anymore. Probably went on it when I was about 10 and don't remember. But yeah, a lot of his stuff were featured on there and then uploaded on different channels on YouTube.
The quality just got worse and worse.
Yeah, they did.
It was already bad quality.
It really did. Because that was sort of stuff that were like shared on phones and stuff back in the day.
Yeah, with
But-
Bluetooth in it.
Yeah, I would Bluetooth in some of them. And at the time, when I remember I went to someone's 15th birthday party, and I was 15 as well at the time. Christ, I should probably explain that. I'm 28 now. Yeah, I was 15 in school, and the Tintin movie trailer dub had just come out.
That's one. That's
And
one
we
of the best one, in
watched
my
it,
opinion.
and we were all quoting it for weeks. And we're at this party. One at first time's been drunk, maybe like third or fourth time, because we'd only get drunk at parties and never got drunk at home. I don't know if that's like a British thing or not,
British thing, yeah.
but like just like back in days going to school, house parties and shit.
And then staying over at mates and then just fucking off
Yeah.
on field and drinking.
Yeah, yeah. And we were all just like falling about in this house going, hey, like this, and going, don't walk away from me while your dick's hard. And all birds at party are like, what the fuck are they on? We'd all be going up to each other going like, it's all fucking floppy.
That's fucking hilarious.
You
Oh my god.
know Lewis Humphrey?
Yeah.
FN Lou, you guys know him as. I think it might have been his party actually, and he's like, he goes, do you remember that bit with Bird? And I just went, hey, and he just died, bro. Like it was like a sort of laugh, you know, when they just like,
Yeah.
that was a really good impression actually. Sounded like something out of Star Wars. Tusken Raiders.
You know, when they're closing doors or whatever.
Yeah, man. But nah, just some of my favourite moments have been from people laughing at stuff. I don't know why.
That's funny shit.
I like watching reaction videos though, don't I?
Yeah.
I think I like watching my own shit though.
I can't believe was it Fine Brothers? They tried fucking copywriting. Was it copyright?
Oh, that was years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember that? You tried copywriting reaction videos. That's like half of YouTube.
I think they tried to do some sort of legal bullshit where
They were trying to like get money from people for reacting.
not just that, but I think they tried to put like a trademark on like or a patent or something,
and with something
like on the word react.
and no
So
one could react.
even if you made a video that had nothing to do with Fine Brothers or any of the videos they reacted to, if you were just like someone watching like a dubbed over anime cartoon in like a small window and it just said Dragon Ball Z German dub or something, react, because it's got that word in it, they would like
try and
strike
claim
your
it,
channel,
yeah.
claim it, take all the monetization rights from it. So that, like, if they'd have got, they probably got away with it because of how
At the beginning, they
flawed
started
the
to.
system
They
is.
started to get away with it, but then everyone was like against them. And
Yeah,
they had to make
but
an apology video and everything to stop
when you make money like that,
Greed,
it's
isn't
never happened to me, but when you get your money at the month, it's like kept in some sort of wallet on their side, some sort of escrow account. That's how they transfer it into your bank end of month. But when you get a strike or a copyright claim, no, not a copyright claim, when you get a strike
Yeah, can't have any.
and someone manually claims that video as theirs, and you have 7 days to respond, or is it 48 hours or something daft, and if you don't respond in any way, then it gets taken down. I had to do it to someone a few weeks ago.
Did you?
It's the first time I've ever done it. Yeah, someone had taken the whole now I'll explain why I did this as well, because I'm kind of against that whole thing of like striking someone's videos down.
Right.
He'd uploaded my PewDiePie versus T-Series movie,
Right.
the one that I spent like 60 hours on.
Alright, people like
Took me like a week to make, and he so this is why I striked it. It was uploaded in its entirety with no additional editing, other than the fact that instead of my watermark, he put his own over it. Like, and there was no like reference to my channel in the description. So,
Wow, that is scummy. That is
I
very
mean,
scummy.
even if there was a link in the description that was to my channel
You'd probably
saying
let it-
I did not make this, this person did, I might even let that
Just
slide
Yeah.
with fucking
Long as
watermark. But the fact that he basically tried to make it like he'd done it.
Yeah, and if you're monetizing it, you could get money for doing.
It wasn't, but
stealing, isn't it? It's stealing.
and it only got like 100 views, and I checked his channel and there were like nothing on it, and I just thought it's no harm done. You know, it's not like a big channel that I'm doing it to, or anything that had anything on it, you know. So, and also, by the way, that didn't mean that like his account gets removed or anything.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
just get rid of the video, doesn't it?
He just gets a strike on channel, and then that goes away after 3 months, I believe, 2 or 3 months.
But can YouTube
But then
delete
after that,
the video?
he's not. It won't affect his channel at all. His channel will go back green.
But
Like
does the video stay on this channel,
What?
even though it's your video?
No, it gets removed.
I was gonna say.
I put like a DMCA claim on it because I've got like I have the ability to do that as like a content. What do you call them there? Partner. Is it Google partner program that I'm in? Partnership, which means that Google allows YouTube to have ads put on your videos, so that which is annoying for you guys, but how the fuck else am I supposed to make money doing that? Like it's a double-edged sword.
I only watch the full ads if it's someone I know, YouTube channel. Like, I usually skip it as soon as I can. I'm not wasting my time so he can get more money. I just want to see the content.
You know when KSI used to be funny? You know, like just before he become like a massive sellout.
Yeah.
This were like pre-Sidemen days and everything. When it was just him and Deji like messing about in the room.
That was funny.
Playing video
Those
games.
were the best days.
You remember that one
Yeah,
where
that
they literally scream like, and you could think this is racist because they're black, but that's just you being narrow-minded. They literally scream like chimps in one video. Have you seen it? It's like there's that thing running down. It's like that.
Oh,
and it's
the
funniest fucking thing ever.
They're playing a horror game.
Shaking him like
They're playing a horror game. Is that...
And playing a horror game. And this weird thing runs at him like this with his arms. And just this. Whoa, look at that now. I hope my phone's alright.
I'm gonna get blinded.
Stop screaming! Stop!
I think he screamed so much, KSI goes, "Shut up! Shut up!" Starts like wailing on him.
Yeah.
You know those videos? You know those videos?
Yeah.
You'd never be able to let that shit fly these days. You know how they were like hitting each other and stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Also, can I just say, right, another reason why those types of videos will never exist on YouTube, and this is why the true golden age of YouTube is over and will never be the same, for this one reason. The YouTube policy is now stated for years that any videos containing kids in them for prolonged periods of time, where it's clear that it's them speaking and doing the actions in those videos, there's no comments on them. You're not allowed to comment on them. It's happened to several of my videos.
well, it's because of bullying and shit. They get to heart mode, don't they? 'Cause they can't
No,
handle it. They're adults.
it's like an age thing. If you're under a certain age.
Yeah, but if you're a kid reading the comments and everyone's just cussing you, you're saying all
No,
this
but
shit.
I'm saying, obviously I know they've done it for safety reasons, but people like that will always find a way of finding like dark shit like that. But what I mean is, that feedback back then, like a lot of what YouTube is and was not just watching the videos itself. It was like part of the culture at the time was interacting with the comments. Like the most of the memes were spread through the comments. Like, you have to understand, this was like at the peak of the blogging days. Like, blogging was not vlogging. It was pretty much people would just write like on MSN and Bebo. Do you remember Bebo?
Yeah, Bebo.
See,
was
kids don't know
lit.
Bebo.
My Bebo had like blue lightning all over it.
There were a video of me as a kid, like my stepbrother would call me like the Wee Master or something, and it was like, "Come upstairs, meet your throne," and he lets the toilet up, and I pretend to like drink the water out of the toilet. Actually, you could argue that's the first ever sort of like online video I ever made.
Did you know, you should upload that video of you.
I don't even know how to get into it. I called Alistair G67, I think.
You should try and you still got that old phone and that footage on it of you slamming your head against the fridge.
I watched that last night.
So he has got it.
I watched it last night, and I was like, because I was like going through, rifling through old shit, seeing what I could delete for like today, for this, and I'm like, why?
Just upload that. Just like,
I can't. It's in such an old format. I'd have to like physically record
Find a
it.
way to.
I think it's like USB
transfer it
adapters.
over. You can get it on your computer somehow, I think, and then you can just get the MP3 file.
Please don't let my house be done before. Oh, I'm getting a cold breeze. I hope they've not been seeing my Jimmy this whole time.
We've just been having this massive conversation and your ball sack's just been hanging out.
That's funny.
It's just been a big blur patch. Or you've copied the fire in corner of the screen and put fire over your crotch.
So I've just had an idea, actually.
What's that?
Sorry, not to cut you off. So, you know, like moments from videos that like no one would ever like know, like the behind the scenes sort of thing on the clips. Well, you know, when we were filming that vlog with Jake and we all went as Alice in Wonderland, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
You know when Jake comes and I goes, it's about to get lit, like that.
Yeah.
You can actually hear, I don't know why I'm admitting this on YouTube because it's kind of bad, but this was many years ago, so it don't count, right?
You're gonna get shadowed by now, that's it.
I know.
Always cussing
But
YouTube.
you actually hear me go, like that, say like N, and it cuts. Because I
Oh,
clearly...
don't say that, because I've got a video. You're gonna end up removing my video, 'cause I've got a video that Cheshire Cat.
No, but it's what I filmed. I was walking in and go, it's about to get lit, and I said the M word, like, you know, because it's funny. It's just meme culture. That's the shit. It's not allowed these days.
I
By the
say
way,
it.
that word was in everything. You remember all edits back in there? So
Oh, I know.
people were saying, like Filthy Frank was saying it, iDubbbz was saying it, Ethan was saying it, John Tron was saying it.
You could argue those were the golden days, but
Wow. I mean, come on.
but yeah, I just
You
never
got
say it.
you got to write roughly smooth, like. So you're saying like because there was a lot of like racist content.
No,
I mean,
that's not what
listen.
I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Do you know who one of my favourite content creators was back in the day?
Those were the golden days.
Shane Dawson.
Shane Dawson.
Pre-gay days, like just before he came out as gay, because he were like mulling that around for years. Everyone knew. Everyone were always in
remember-
comments saying, "Why don't he realise he's gay?"
Yeah.
And bro, comments were brutal back then, and they were unfiltered.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You
you
got
could
it
see
all.
like hard R like on the comments, and they'd be like the top comments. And yeah, there was some crazy stuff. His audience were mental.
Oh, yeah.
They were like super sleuths. You know them they're just like chronically online, but like they're fixated by Shane, obsessed with him. If you like step foot in a shop, there'd be like a photo on a blogger. So back in the day when this were like hard to do,
It's still like that.
like
PewDiePie.
they'd go out with fucking
in Japan.
you know, like those throwaway cameras. They'd go out with them, upload them.
I didn't really get on with Shane's videos. I tried. I was like, I don't get. I just prefer other content creators.
Right,
Shane.
funny. Some of it's still funny to me now, like, you know, all the Shauna stuff. Oh, not Shauna. No, Shauna was his black friend. She were right funny. I loved her in videos, but some of the stuff I saw like years later when I probably saw it at that time and didn't think anything of it. But there's a video where Shane Dawson just stood on his porch with Shauna and he goes, "Today's word of the day is," and he just shouts the M word right loud outside. Like outside, I don't know if it was his house or her house, but
The word of the day is
yeah, they just, I mean, she basically gave him like the pass, the M word pass, but it doesn't mean it was
Yeah.
alright to put it on there. But I'm just saying, back in the day, that was considered acceptable. No one, I don't remember seeing people calling it out. Do you remember when Ray William Johnson used to do it?
Oh yeah.
There's an episode where he pulls a lightsaber out and he goes, "Damn!" and it just says it. Well,
Damn.
doing that, and he used to throw like this black baby around.
Where's my black baby? To just snatch up a baby. You guys have been telling me lately that the joke with throwing the black baby against the wall is like a little bit racist, and I hear you, man. I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm gonna stop the joke, and instead I'm gonna throw an Asian toddler. Welcome to Equals 3.
It's only because everyone's got a bit touchy lately. Like, I mean, the word itself's got a really bad history. We can all agree
Do you
that.
remember that where he goes, "Oh, you'll just
But-
think I'm racist because all I do is throw a black baby," and he picks a white one.
That's
up
what I
and-
wanted. I do tall babies.
I throw all babies. Yeah, just like that's the sort of shit.
Ray Johnson was fucking top tier. He was to be honest, he was probably the
Hey.
first YouTuber
He's made a
I
comeback,
acknowledged.
but he's sold out.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to him?
Did he-
Listen, I feel like I'm only one in the bloody world that seems to talk about this.
What was that?
Ray William Johnson got super big on YouTube, got sick and tired at like rigmarole of like, because basically
Went to
you have
Facebook,
to understand he was one of the first people on YouTube to ever
It was
have
back in the-
people that he would pay and have on payroll
Yeah.
writing and making his backdrop. Like there was a person that did his
Proper turned into a
backdrops.
business, didn't it?
Yeah, and he had like a group of people, and he even had people like Enrique.
Iglesias.
Iglesias,
Yeah.
not Enrique.
Gabriel.
Gabriel. I always
Gabriel.
mix them up. Gabriel Iglesias. You know, Fluffy the comedian.
When Ray's away, call the Mexican.
Like when he was up and coming, I remember him saying like, "This guy's up and coming," and now I'm like, watch that back, and I'm
If
like,
they're doing
oh
funny.
wow,
Or
he's
you
got
do
like his own Netflix shows and stuff. But no, people like that would fill in from time to time, and Ray's videos were great, but he just got,
He got
I
a
think,
bit too
tired of
businessy,
it.
yeah.
But then he got lazy and started like what you call offloading content, where it's like you take existing stuff and sort of remake it or revamp it, change it a different style, or you do a different format where it's kind of like, haha, watch this video, and it's got some emojis top and bottom, and then you just put someone else's content. It's called freebooting. Technically now, I believe
Equals 3
it's
was
like
all
fraud.
about that.
I believe
Yeah.
now this thing's in place
Yeah.
where it's like classes like
Equals
legal
3
fraud.
was always like though. He had
No,
3
because
videos.
those were like transformative. If it's transformative,
He
like
just kind of
reactions,
reacts to it.
yeah. But he's putting his own spin on
But
it.
now he's
What
not
I mean with
reacting
Ray
to
was
it,
he started
right.
like freebooting for a
He
while.
didn't react to it. He
And
just kinda,
he started doing like these weird like videos where it's almost like a Chinese officials come in and been like, no, we're writing scripts and we're directing it, and the humour just comes off as weird. It'd be like a lot of race baiting stuff, like, oh, black guy goes to party and stuff like that.
yeah.
Generic setups that initially would
draw people's
cause-
attention to the video.
it would cause controversy because people would be saying how dumb it is, and then all kids eat it up saying this is how real world is, this is funny, and it was just dreadful. And he tried to come back to YouTube, and he was on 9.98 million
Yeah.
subscribers. He was just under 10 mil for a good 14 to 15 months, and then I was just like,
How many did
it was going down and
Yeah.
down, going down and going down. I was like, he's not going to reach it. He's done. He's almost hit 10 mil. And now, if you look on his stuff, the dude has exploded over the past couple of years. I don't know what happened.
I think it's because
I think he's on like 13 million now or something.
I honestly think.
Have a look.
Yeah, I'll check.
No, but do you know why this is so crazy, right? You've got a YouTuber who left the platform for years and just fizzled out. He even had all these podcasts. People don't remember this. He had a podcast with his bird. I remember because there was this
I don't
one
remember
episode I saw, and it were right bad. They were listening to Japanese porn, and he was like, "Oh, you know that like the girl in this video, you know she's not actually enjoying this. You could tell like she hates it." And I'm like, "Wow, they're actually why are they analysing this?" But they've all been since deleted. I don't know if he's still with that same woman. Probably not, and that's the why he's probably removed them.
Yeah.
But the guy who sold out just lost dignity, and then somehow he's managed to come back, and everyone loves him again. And
He's got
it's not as good.
He's only got 14 mil.
14 mil
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Subscribers. 14 million. That's what I'm saying. He was struggling to get 10 million a few years ago.
He's finally
Name.
boosted again.
I will give respect to Ray. Name one channel that has managed to have a massive spike like that in subscribers, a substantial amount of subscribers, years after failing
Well,
to continue doing what you were doing.
do you want to know my honest opinion on this matter?
Yeah, because I've been talking too much.
I think.
I'm going to listen to you.
I think Roland Johnson, obviously, when back in YouTube early days, he was kind of new, weren't he? He was new and up and coming. Everyone loved his shit, but he turned more businessy, like you said. He kind of sold out in a way. His content got a bit more stale, or this and that, and he kind of fizzled out a bit. But the reason why he's back on top now is because he's following with the trends on TikTok and shit. Everyone's on TikTok these days. So you've got.
I'm not.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
record, I'm not on TikTok.
I'm only on it for my business purposes. But not gonna lie, I've been following the memes, and it's just kind of led me down this path of memes now on TikTok. But I'm only in it for the memes. But fucking Ray William Johnson. Now that was years ago. That was 2007, right? We're in 2023, so we've got this new generation of kids, haven't we? And they're all on TikTok. So William Johnson was naturally funny, and his content was good. He's good. He's a good reactor. He knows what he's thinking.
Is that what you check TikTok?
No, actually, YouTube just then. I
I don't.
I just know he's on TikTok. mainly.
Yeah, because I only see them on YouTube. But
Yeah. But Ray William Johnson, reason why he's still got the charisma and everything, he's just not been marketing it the right way.
it
for
looks
other people.
good, man.
So now there's a new audience, because it's like this new kids have been watching these memes, and he's getting down with the new content. So he's getting back up in boost because he's got all this new untapped resources of people, kids up and coming.
It's
and
that is such an interesting observation about that, because
he's always had the charisma.
it's almost like he's premeditated this, or somehow, because
He's smart. He's a smart guy.
you know, it could be that Ray himself has been a pioneer on YouTube for so long
Yeah.
that like everything he's been doing has still been new, and yet now he's somehow managed to innovate on something that I'll admit it's cheap and it's lazy. He knows it's easy to just churn these out because it's not even like that entertaining anymore. It's like a few one-liners, and I went back and watched old videos, and I was like, but wasn't that just what the show was initially, just these cheesy one-liners? And it wasn't. He'd go off and like go on these like riffs, and obviously he did
analyze each one in a funny way.
And he had writers as well back
Yeah,
then, and you
he
could
did.
tell now that it is just him messing about and saying stuff.
He's back to his roots with a new audience.
Yeah,
And it's up and coming.
but what is so interesting about that is like, I would describe Ray William Johnson as like the phoenix of YouTube. That is so great.
Phoenix.
Because he's rose from his own ashes, you see. He burnt out. That's what he did. He literally
did
burnt
burn
out.
out.
Then sold out, and then realised this is just dreadful.
then
Because that's what
remarketed.
I think what happened is, I don't know if his stuff still exists on Facebook from like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Because we're talking for Ray William Johnson, don't forget, when we were watching him, it was like 15 years ago.
That's what I mean. That's why there's a new set of people now.
Is that
watching
right?
it.
It
Yeah.
can't be that far.
2007, mate. Well, 2008, 2009. That's when I was watching this shit.
2006 is
Back
when
when
I
I
was
was
like properly watching YouTube.
I was still in school. Like I was leaving school, with college and shit. We met in college.
Like, by 2006, I was watching YouTube every day. But this was back when you didn't have phones,
2007.
so you had to go press your computer tower on. You had to connect through dial-up connection. We were like Tiscali dial-up, and it'd be like,
yeah. It's horrible.
and I'd be like, so I had to go for it. By the way, I was like way more worse with my autism and sharp sound back then. So like that dial-up was crazy for me to put on. I actually think I've heard
When someone gave you a ring, someone rang your house phone.
I did not. Yeah, did not turn it off.
Internet's off. You're like, you motherfucker.
So like,
I was trying to play RuneScape, but I was like, you bastard.
imagine how this must have been for teenagers back in there, because we had it when we were kids.
Yeah.
If we had it when we were teens, we're there jacking our little meat and our mate calls. You're like, bro, I was just looking at titties. And this was back when like the screen wouldn't like even freeze. I think it just like it just like stopped working.
It's just, Mum
Well, do you remember how it used to load? I remember Simpsons doing it. There's an episode where it's an old episode at Simpsons where comic book guys about to look at like, I think it's like Xena or something naked, and it's going.
Yeah.
I remember websites
Lines are
loading
going.
by line. The code, you could see the code working in real time.
Like, oh, that'll be ready in about 2 hours. Just one image.
Yeah. Bro, imagine having to make films like Toy Story back in the day.
Oh, that was speaking of Toy Story, that was like
That was before the internet.
Do you know why Toy Story is actually
Well,
Toy
good
Story?
internet.
Do you know why Toy Story is actually them toys? The reason why they're toys is because that first animation set, it looked plasticky. So the reason why they decided to go with the Toy Story theme is because the animation they were
more
playing
like
around
tech
with,
tests.
yeah, the animation they were playing around with was very plasticky. So they were like, right, we can do something around this. We'll make some toy characters, and they're just a Toy Story of characters.
Yeah, but
doing
the
some
human characters are super well done for its time.
But the first Toy Story, they looked so freaky looking. They tried cutting the faces out every chance they could.
Watch the original.
It's just Andy's face they got right. You only can get one kid right. Everyone else, all the other kids looked like Andy, but they covered the faces.
Oh.
That's what they did. They reposted Andy's face and all the kids, so they all look like Andy, but they just hide the faces.
So you're saying that Sid's just the hairless Andy?
Oh, Sid's an exception. Sid's an exception. They did kind of did.
What about the
different
dog?
with Sid. The dog looked plasticky, didn't it? It looked like a toilet dog, didn't it? Really.
It was weird animation on dog. I remember dog having weird animation.
It was like had a weird run.
One of my favourite memes is like, you know, when the plane and he goes, because, oh, you missed the truck. We're not heading for the truck, and it just goes into World Trade Center.
Oh shit! Those memes. Those memes.
We're not aiming for the truck.
Is it too soon? Too soon?
What about? Hey, Buzz, look, an alien!
Alien!
And it's Adelia Rose going,
Yeah.
it's electrifying! That's the shit. Y'all aren't allowed to laugh at that anymore. I feel so sorry
It's
for
like
kids these days.
Cynical dark
It's
humor.
almost like
Yeah, they don't get it.
ruling with an iron fist with kids. Like, not allowed to laugh at that, or you get fucking booted out of this.
I think it's
Discord.
the social stigma. You know, the way society is nowadays.
Yeah, no, totally.